The statement that Bangkok will be underwater soon might sound like an exaggeration, but it's actually backed by a strong consensus among scientists. The Thai capital is facing a severe and multifaceted environmental threat from a combination of sinking land and rising sea levels. While the exact timeline is debatable, what isn't up for debate is that without urgent and sustained action, large parts of Bangkok could face catastrophic flooding and potential permanent submersion within this century. So what's really happening to Bangkok? What are the risks, and how is the city trying to defend itself against the rising tide? Let's get into it. To understand the problem, we need to look at two primary factors that are combining to threaten Bangkok. First, land subsidence. The very ground beneath the city is literally sinking. This is primarily due to two things. For decades, massive amounts of groundwater were extracted to supply the demands of a growing population and industries. This, combined with the weight of countless skyscrapers, expressways, and other infrastructure projects, has caused the soft clay soil that Bangkok sits on to compress and sink at an average rate of 1 to 2 centimeters per year. Although regulations on groundwater extraction have slowed down this process from its dramatic peak of 10 to 12 centimeters per year, the land is still subsiding. At the same time, sea levels are rising. The waters of the Gulf of Thailand are steadily creeping upwards due to the global consequences of climate change. As ocean waters warm, they expand in volume, taking up more space. At the same time, the melting of glaciers and ice sheets further adds to the rising sea levels. This too poses a direct threat to Bangkok, which sits just 1.5 meters or 4.9 feet above sea level. When will Bangkok be underwater? That depends on who you ask and what climate change scenario we're looking at. Some projections suggest that by 2030, nearly 40% of Bangkok could be subject to major flooding. By 2050, large areas of the city, particularly the coastal zones, could be permanently below the high tide line. And by 2100, the majority of the metropolitan area could be at risk of permanent submersion. But all is not lost. The Thai government and the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, are keenly aware of the challenges ahead. They're implementing a range of measures to protect the city. These include improving the city's drainage system, creating water retention areas, building new canals, and most importantly, investing in green infrastructure such as parks and urban forests to help absorb and store rainwater. However, whether these efforts will be enough to save Bangkok from the rising tide remains to be seen. The coming decades will be crucial for this watery city. And while it's impossible to predict the future with certainty, one thing is clear: urgent and sustained action is needed to ensure that Bangkok does not sink.